I swear, Brandon, this is the second week in a row you make me cry. But I just finished reading Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. This is a standalone novel set in the Cosmere. All of his books are written in the same universe. But yeah, what is this book about? So essentially, this is a story about two different worlds. We have our two main characters. It's a romance between Painter and Yumi. Essentially, Yumi, she lives in a more, I guess, kind of like traditional, like feudal Japan world, but a bit more fantastical with like a scorching hot like sun, and like the floor is hot, and essentially she's what they call a yoki-iho, which means like she channels spirits to help people in her world, and basically to the spirits work kind of like machinery in society. Painter, or Nikaro, he lives in a more modern kind of like neon light Japanese world, and he is a painter. His world is enveloped in a shroud of darkness. Out of that shroud, there's nightmares that come out, and they can hurt people. They feed off their dreams. But yeah, his job is to combat these nightmares by painting. Essentially, what happens one day is they get linked somehow, and they start waking up in each other's worlds, sort of like the anime movie Your Name, but with a few key differences. Overall, I really liked this book. I thought it was great. I really connected with the two characters, with their arcs going through, and it really, the emotional core is the strongest part in my opinion with them two and what's going on. The biggest issue I have with it is when you get to the end, which the ending itself, what happens is really great. There's a lot of reveals and things that recontextualize everything. But what I didn't like is we spend probably a third of the ending explaining a lot of stuff away. I feel like Brandon Sanderson is the kind of writer that is very meticulous, and he likes to for people to understand everything. And this is narrated by Hodor, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Like, there's literal like 2 chapters where he is like tells us, the reader, like, hey, let's sit down and explain all of what's going on. And I don't know, I just feel like there, in terms of the pacing, it kind of hurt it for me, because we're getting to the climax, things are picking up, but no, we have to kind of, we still have to make sense of things. I kind of wish maybe some things could have been left more vague, perhaps. It really hurt the ending for me, which is usually the highlight in Brandon Sanderson's story. So still a really good book. I really enjoyed it. Overall, I would give it 3.75 stars out of 5.